Guys, welcome back to the show. I hope you are feeling good. So I haven't seen anyone else have this conversation on YouTube. So this just made me really, really excited. So I wanted to go ahead and build out this conversation with you today. I don't think it's going to be that long, but there was this incredible moment that I thought was really, really fascinating that I think speaks to a broader conversation regarding free speech and technology companies. So I really want us to go ahead and have it. So I saw this from Gunther Eagleman, and this obviously comes from the Hannity interview from Fox News that came out recently. But look at this caption. It says, look at the expression on Elon's face when he hears about the $10 million X had to pay from obviously the lawsuit regarding President Trump. So there's this is funny for a lot of reasons. For one, like Elon Musk kind of has like this hilarious look on his face, which I'm sure like a lot of people on the left adore, just because they love to see a tainted relationship between President Trump and Elon Musk. So I think I think there's a funny moment where you kind of see like President Trump kind of unleash on Elon Musk, and I think it's funny. But I do think like whenever you zoom out a bit, like what do technology platforms have in response to the First Amendment, right, regarding free speech, obviously. So I want us to go ahead and check this out. This is a really funny moment that I think speaks volumes. Okay, so let's watch this video. Also, real quick, if you like having conversations like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It's one of the best ways you can support this channel. All right, check this out.
He's working for free with Doge. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold. And you sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million?
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's
well,
right.
I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really did a number on me, you know, and I sued and they had to pay, they paid $10 million settlement.
You're okay with that?
I mean, I left it up to the lawyers and you know, the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think is the right, it makes sense.
I think it's funny.
I think it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you gave him a discount when the lawsuit.
He got a he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
He's become one of your, if you read and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man, and he's, you know.
It's nice the way he said that. You know, there's something nice about it.
It really is. You know, because I mean, the president has been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's really outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong.
All right, so there you have it. Kind of a wholesome moment whenever you see it like that. But I do think it's fairly entertaining. But check this out. So NPR has this headline saying Trump says Elon Musk's $10 million settlement over Twitter suit was a big discount. And in case you guys have forgotten, this is at the core of what happened. Twitter, now X, banned Trump days after the January 6th riots on the Capitol, citing the possibility of further increments of violence. And Trump responded by suing the platform for alleged censorship. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and read this too. Those legal arguments were losing in court. A U.S. district judge in California tossed the case, ruling that only governments, not private companies, can violate someone's First Amendment rights. Trump's legal team appealed to a federal appeals court, which also appeared skeptical of Trump's allegations. All right, but look at this. But Trump's lawyers kept fighting to keep the suit alive well after billionaire Elon Musk bought Twitter in 2022 and drew increasingly closer to Trump's orbit over the next 2 years, culminating in Musk becoming the single biggest donor to Trump's successful campaign last November. Okay, so going back to kind of this little bromance here, and like I'll just go ahead and say kind of my internal bias here. Where is it? Right? Like I like what Charlie Kirk said. He says what the world saw tonight between President Trump and Elon Musk is that the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man are actual friends. This is what the left and the haters will never properly account for. I've tried to explain this to people for years. President Trump is a good man who loves America and has genuine friendships that create more power and momentum for positive change that any pundit will ever be able to commentate or calculate. All patriotic Americans should wish them both Godspeed and much success. So I gotta agree. Whenever I'm looking at both of these guys side by side, I gotta say, like, internally, I don't think there's any ill intention. I really adore this friendship, and I think this is a good relationship. But it does, like, this little script from NPR does make me think about the role that tech companies have when in terms of free speech. And it reminds me of this moment from the Joe Rogan podcast with Mark Zuckerberg, when he actually talks about free speech on essentially not just his platform, but companies in general. And I think this is really, really fascinating. And I'd love to get your feedback on this. Check this out.
Like, people talk about the First Amendment and, okay, these tech platforms should offer free speech like the First Amendment. That I think is a philosophical principle. The First Amendment doesn't apply to companies and in our content moderation. It's more of an American ethos about how we think that best dialogue is carried out. But
okay, so I really want you to chew on that idea, because this entire lawsuit happened because the idea that was that President Trump was censored. But was like, do companies actually have an obligation to carry out the First Amendment principle onto everyone on the platform? It reminds me of something else that Elon Musk has said. He's like, it's freedom of speech, but it's not freedom of reach. You could say it, but it doesn't mean that other people are going to see it. All right. And we just saw this again with the Kanye incident. Kanye just got back on X, very recently, and he was just posting a bunch of nonsense. And people didn't like it. This was actually becoming a really harmful kind of space. Like, people weren't able to open X at work because of all the inappropriate things that he was sharing, and it was just terrible. Right. So now Kanye took himself off the platform. But again, it's this idea, like, what do technology companies have in relationship to free speech? Like, you can't say everything you want like, you could say everything you want, sure, but it doesn't mean people are gonna see it. It doesn't mean it has the right to get pushed by the algorithm. And I'm really, really wanting to get your guys' feedback on this, just because I think this is fascinating. And I think Mark Zuckerberg's remarks here are kind of spot on. But more importantly, I think that it's kind of a fascinating experience to, like, yes, we have freedom of speech, but I don't know if that's completely absolute. Should it be? I don't know. But nonetheless, that was the very, very brief conversation that I wanted to have regarding President Trump, regarding Elon Musk, regarding this lawsuit and, quote unquote censorship. And this is a conversation that we have on this channel a lot. Like, we talk about many people who've been censored time and again, but it's like, where does the line get drawn in the sand? I don't know. Is it freedom of speech? Is it limiting reach? I don't know. But what I do know is that whenever we talk about it, we get even closer to some answers. So let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. And I'm really, really looking forward to your guys' opinions here. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.